Are doing fabulous today. This is the live show, Demetra K Show, where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we are great people, but we can always strive to do better. Like to say a big giant thank you and hello to Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq. He is back here for a second time with me today. Before we did our podcast, which is not live, and then we come back live. Now, I know we haven't been here for a couple of Tuesdays, but we're going to try to get back on track. Also, like to say a big giant hello and thank you and welcome to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. On this show, we not only read your comments, but we do include a link for you to come on and speak your mind. Hey, Thunder, how you doing? Or ask a question, whatever it is you want to talk about. So today, um, and some days that I have a hard time trying to figure out what to talk about. And so I was on Twitter and I came across something that people I saw posting repeatedly. I said, "Oh, that's interesting. We'll talk about that." And so it's in regards to Buns in basketball. Now Donovan didn't know a whole lot about it. He went on Twitter and he has been besides himself ever since. Look at that look on his face. He's like, "Woo, doggy! I got a new hobby."
Well, the funny thing is, you remember, I'm a big fan of the LFL. For those of you guys that know, that was a lingerie football league that is now morphed into the X League today. But when the LFL started, it ran for a good 10-year run. And if you guys watched, I think Basketball Wives, Agam Chichindu, who was a friend of mine, she was on that show and she got notoriety from the LFL, which she played for like 8 years or something like that. So put their butts in the seats. They never went into the black or the red or whatever the deal is, negative. They supported themselves because it was a football league that was friendly to men, okay? And it was very attractive to put butts in the seats, and that's the whole thing. It's a business.
Yeah, So anyway, we're going to talk about that and the tweet and everything like that I saw. And it's a pretty interesting conversation. Of course, I'm going to show you the video, kind of, sort of, because those ladies got some big old buns. And, I ain't trying to get in trouble here on YouTube. But y'all can go and look up Buns in basketball, and you'll see all the behind you want. So anyway, hello, Easy. How are you doing? And Thunder says, I saw the title, and I had to... And I have to chime in. Do we have a Black patriarchy? Is the better question. Well, we're going to definitely talk about it. Easy says, Donovan, I'm a fan of volleyball watching. I bet. And JB, WR, how are you doing? Say cakes, huh? Yeah. It's some cakes to say the least. Demetrius, how you doing? It says, if you're able to have any updates on the passing and memorial service of Gary Monroe. I don't have any updates at all. The last thing I heard is that it's the service on behalf of his daughter was on hiatus until indefinitely. So I don't know if they'll have one eventually or what, but when I find out something, I'll definitely let you know. And Hayward, how you doing? And Truchi, I hope I said that right. How you doing? I am having a blessed day. I hope you are doing the same. And Brother Reggie, how you doing? And Jim Marcus. All right, so let's go ahead and get the party started. Easy says, yes, man, I watched her and got slapped. Okay. Yeah, that's between y'all. Okay. So anyway, let me put this tweet up. Okay. I saw this like maybe 15 minutes ago and I was like, okay, well, let's go with it. Okay. So a woman by the name of Dr. Susan Verling. And I'm going to show y'all the video in just a second, what I can of it anyway. So she says, Black patriarchy, the comfort of Black culture using Black women for profit. Black culture acclimated to not standing up for and protecting women from systemic abuses. This is abetted when Black women do not proclaim their womanhood and insist on being classified as Black and not woman. Near impossible to declare a feminist position against violence and exploitation inside the race. This basketball league is an extension of hip hop culture and the result of Black patriarchy selling their women out for profit in any and all industries. And she ends with, now yet again, Black women exploited in yet another industry. It never ends. All right. Well, y'all can see that. Okay. So basically, she's blaming black men, right? In hip hop culture. But what I'm about to show you, and again, I had to put some pretty big blurs on it because some of those sisters got some big old booties. Okay. So I'm going to remove this. I might leave that up there. Okay. Let's see. I don't get too excited. You ain't gonna be able to see much. Okay, here we go. There's no sound, by the way. Bitch, I'm big dude. Wait.
Yes, Lord. I want season tickets. Give it to me. How dare you, black beast?
I put the wrong
I
video.
want season tickets, VIP parking, all of that.
I put the wrong video. This is the result of getting no sleep, okay? I have been braiding my daughter's hair from yesterday until today, in addition to working. So hopefully y'all saw it really quick. You're welcome, Brother Reggie. You're welcome. Jamarcus, you crazy. All right, let me get serious. Oh my God, I meant to show y'all.
You remember those those LA Sparks season tickets I used to have, and we used to go to the game? Okay, I'm getting to some of these. Whatever the LA team is here, we're going.
Okay, so I'm not gonna show the rest of it. It wasn't that long. I accidentally uploaded the unedited version. Lord have mercy. I don't even know what's gonna happen. YouTube is gonna be like, I don't think so. So for whatever, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna try to go ahead, Donovan, take over. I'm gonna try to put the unedited version in.
Well, let me read some of these things. Thunder says, "Where do they play at? I'm asking for a friend." Exactly. It's not for me. It's Easy says, "D, you screwed up." Demetrius Wright says, "Yes, sir. Front row season tickets."
Oh my,
See what I mean?
Believe I did
now look
that.
how quickly capitalism works when you market your league correctly. You want to see feminine, beautiful women that appeal to people that will buy tickets to that. Now, I used to be a season ticket holder for the WNBA, and this is the main problem with the WNBA. If you like fundamental basketball, they play great fundamental basketball, but it is very boring. Nobody wants to see a bunch of people making layups and layups and layups. We want to see some, dunking and all that other good stuff. But one of the fundamental problems with the WNBA is how they market the WNBA. If you ask the average person, a lot of people couldn't even tell you a major superstar in the WNBA. And then again, there's a lot of people in the WNBA, and you've had former WNBA players come out and say the LGBTQ aspect of it within the WNBA is a big problem, because if you're heterosexual, there's a problem there. And, unfortunately, if I wanted to see a bunch of tatted up women that look like dudes play basketball, I would go see that. But unfortunately, a lot of guys don't want to see that. And that's one of the biggest problems in the WNBA. So if you're not making revenue, you can't make money if you're not generating revenue. Now, this league here, I would almost guarantee they could be a stand-up league like the LFL was on its own 2 feet. It might not make millions of billions of dollars, but they can pay their own overhead and everything just by the way they're marketing it. Is it exploitation? To some people it is. But I find it very hypocritical how especially women talk about exploitation, but yet you got strip clubs everywhere that women, flock to work at and all that other. I think what it is, fellas, is it's exploitation when we do it, but when they do it to themselves or they work for a thing, it's not exploitation.
Okay, I know what had happened was, And maybe it was, a Hail Mary and it was a blessing for you guys. So I accidentally got rid of the blur and left the sound. So that's what happened. So if anybody watches this back,
well, God bless you, D. God bless you.
Don't ever say I didn't do nothing for y'all. All right. Hopefully I did it right this time. Okay. We're going to see. Lord have mercy on us all. Let's see. Is this the blurred out one? And God, I hope it's all blurred out. But if it's not, then here we go, y'all. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure. Hold on. Because, I might have. Oh, it's not all blurred out. You know what? This ain't meant to be. Hold up. I'm getting it together. I promise you. Okay, here we go. I'm finna upload the right one, I think.
You know what? Hey, if we get demonetized, no big deal. We'll just get on the other end.
Read the comments real quick.
All right. And okay, so as I'm talking here, let me go back up here. Michael Pan says, Dimitri, you are more happy than Philip Scott is. Trouche Sermon says, excuse me if I said that wrong. Please excuse my English, but hell no, nah, I'm a man and will not go see that game. Okay, well, it's not for everybody. Like I said, capitalism is what it is. I don't like zucchini. I don't go to zucchini shops, so you have a choice in that. And welcome Emmett Bean from Gettysburg, Maryland. Maxwell Jenkins, the WNBA needs to take notes. Lingerie league football is fire also. And see, and that's what he's saying. And Maxwell, give me a thumbs up in the chat or a fire in the chat. Don't those girls in the LFL, which is now the X League, not only are they attractive women, but they be sticking each other. I'm talking about, to me, men are men, but when you see these women taking each other's heads off, I mean, they play a pretty aggressive football game, which is what a lot of people want to see. Gladiator sports, right? JBWR says WNBA is boring. It just is. Exactly. They don't want to take any suggestion. It's about selling tickets. Lower the rim to 9 feet, and I guarantee you will get more people in the seats than what you're doing now, because the majority of the girls will be able to dunk. You ready?
Oh. It's not meant to be. Y'all got what you got, okay? And if they
fellas, go to Twitter and whatever the thing is, it's all there. Yeah, it's all there. Just go.
If I have to edit it out, then you know why, okay? But y'all got what you got. So basically, that woman was saying, she was blaming black men, for lack of better words, for what y'all saw there in hip hop culture, right? Using black women is what she was saying. So I want to actually put up a picture of the lady who actually owns the basketball league, or the person rather. I gave it away.
Aha! How many people actually knew that? Please go on, continue with that. The first thing that comes out of the feminist's mouth, and whoever the feminists are, is, oh, men are exploiting women and this is that. You will be shocked at who owns and started this league.
Okay. So that's actually the person who owns Buns and basketball. It's a woman. LaShawn Elliott is her name. So if you guys haven't already found out, Buns and basketball are black women with some very big buns, okay? The size of basketballs. That's how some of their booties are, okay? So it's actually a black woman who owns that basketball league. But let me see if I can take this down. At this,
what is the requirement to be in this league? Who makes the determination?
So as y'all can see, it's a black woman that was blaming black men, and she I don't know, she has a doctorate. Maybe she does, but you would think she'd be smart enough to even look and see who owned it. So maybe she knew and just blamed black men anyway. I don't know, right? But she's basically saying, now yet again, black women exploited in another industry. It never ends. There's so much to unpack here. Oh gosh. Let me get into you guys' comments really quick, and then I'm gonna share the link. I'm reading.
Yeah, I was reading there real quick. She's blaming hip hop culture again and all of it. If it's why is it that they feel hip hop culture is only men dominant? Right now in hip hop culture, all you hear is women. Megan Thee Stallion and these other people. You see what I'm saying? The hypocrisy within these educated women.
All right, so let's see. Troy, how you doing? Applied knowledge, what's going on with you? Michael, who else has came on here? Joe, Joseph, Jude, Mashad, how you doing? And so you said hello to him from Haiti. Who else came on here? Fly Guy, how are you doing? Powerful Empress, how are you? Fly Guy says accountability is at an all-time low for Black women and Black men. Shaking my head, no one made those grown women play basketball. Right. I'm reading comments where I actually made a mistake and showed y'all what I wasn't supposed to show you. Brother Maxwell, how you doing? Who else came on here? Angela, what's going on? I said, that's not basketball. That's just basket butts, I love you too, Brother Reggie, but y'all love me for a different reason today. As I gave y'all a little treat. It wasn't that long, so we'll see. Thunder says, sisters have an issue. Why don't they make a league with men and jock straps playing basketball? But I think the same thing will happen like the WNBA. They won't watch or contribute. I don't know why my screen is dark. But anyway, I'm not one of those people that like to see men like that. It just doesn't do anything for me, like strippers or anything. So it might do okay, but I wouldn't be interested in that. Samuel, how you doing? Can I ask y'all a question? Why y'all be asking me stuff that ain't got nothing to do with me? Yeah, that has nothing to do with me. But since y'all asked, and hopefully I could put this to bed one last time. I don't know. There's nothing I can do about it. And I'm going to ask y'all this, okay? Those of y'all who are married to a Black man or a Black woman and you are Black, tell me one thing, just one, that you are doing to impact the culture like he is. Name one thing. And as I always say to people who ask me questions like that, you got to be more than just married to a Black man or a Black woman to have Black power, right? What are you doing with your Black man or your Black woman for Black people? You see what I'm saying? So if y'all can answer me that, what are y'all doing that even that comes close to anything he's doing for Black people? But that's not even the topic of my show. But again, y'all ask me stuff that absolutely has nothing to do with me. And I also want to know, why y'all bothered by who's with who? Why I never in my life seen so many grown people concern themselves with what other grown people are doing with their loved one. That's weird to me.
But personal life. If they're gay, if they're doing that, that's their personal life. Who cares?
And that's what I find too. We as Black people, we busybodies. We are in worried about other people's stuff. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Who somebody else is with don't got nothing to do with you.
What did I used to tell you all the time, Demetra? Why should he be happy?
But anybody, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why do we care that much about what anybody else is doing with whoever they're? That is so strange. I never understood that. Maxwell says, why are we waiting patiently with Glee? Hopefully, if you missed it, you missed it. Maybe y'all can go back and watch it. I don't know what to tell you. Thundy says, whatever happened to mud wrestling. Panther Strike, how you doing? He says, I remember seeing the Washington Mystics in D.C. Back in 1998. It was a great game, and the girls were all feminine. Well, these girls that were on this basketball team here were very much feminine. Thunder says they be hitting each other hard as hell. Hello, I'm Ashley, and let's see here. Okay. And Michael, you don't have to explain anything in regards to that. I mean, that's just it's really neither here or there, and it's nobody's business, to be honest with you. And you're wrong. I'll just put it that way, okay? Robert, you say okay, so yeah, y'all can have that conversation. True Cheese says, Demetra, in the WNBA would to hire you as a commentator, would you? Definitely bring rating. You would definitely bring ratings to the WNBA. You know what? They hire me. I'll be out there. I mean, I know a little bit about basketball, but they might fire me on the first day. Like, she don't know what she talking about.
Talk about liberate yourselves, sisters. No, I'm joking. Well, I will say this, okay, Demetri, and I got to say this because I know the fellas are, probably, I've known you for over 30 years. And if this league is what it is, Demetra could, yes, fellas, Demetra could get on in the league just at audition. We don't even care if she got basketball skills. Just on audition, D could walk on the court straight out.
Yeah. Thundy says she looks nice talking about LaShawn Diona. Yes, and I think she participates too, if I'm not mistaken. And so Panther says, so this feminist forgot it was a woman who owned Buns and basketball, or maybe just didn't look, or maybe she's blaming Black men for her doing that. I don't know, because you would think that maybe she would look, maybe she just saw the video and said, oh, surely it's a man. It's a man that's, got them doing that. Yes, Robert, sex does sell, unfortunately. Thunder says, and I like her conservative way of dressing. Yeah, you would never imagine, right? Let's see here. And Panther says, the doctor of what? Stupidity and feminist views? You might be on to something. Truchi says, I understand it's for the tickets and all about money, but at what point do we stop selling ourselves short by exposing our bodies? Yeah, I mean, like the Harlem Globetrotters, right? I've actually seen it when I was a kid. They actually had some skills and talents. They was funny, things like that. But it's like, to me, being naked and stripping and stuff like that, that's like low-hanging fruit. So easy to do. Like, so what? You're naked. We see your butt. Okay. Demetri says, keep in mind that all the major sports have an underage component. So with that in mind, you can't sexualize the WNBA any more than it is. Yeah, they have children. Now, I don't know if children going to this Buns and basketball thing. I would hope not. I mean, there's a whole lot of Buns out there. And I don't even know how serious they are about playing basketball. And Buckhorse, how you doing? Let's see here. Dwayne, what's going on with you? Maxwell says she's disingenuous at best with her comment. And David, how are you doing? And PGH, Big Dog, how you doing? And I Spy Queen, how are you? Harley, what's going on with you? And Angela, you say it's just tacky, no class whatsoever. They could at least have on quality boy shorts, nice uniforms, etc. But they're just out there, everything hanging out, class it up at least. Yeah, and clearly it's about the booty, and I would imagine men would go, but it's like, what you go and do what? You get an eye full of booty all for 4 quarters.
You make it rain. They come into the stands. They drink. If you ever watched the LFL game, the women, when they would score a touchdown, some of them would jump into the stands, have a beer, drink it down, and get back on the field and do their thing. I mean, you really had a fun time at those games. I never went personally, but I watched it on TV a lot, and I know Agam Chichindo because I used to date her sister. So,
I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, Samuel. I'm sorry that you're that emotionally bothered by what another man is doing with his woman. I don't understand. I'm sorry that bothers you. It shouldn't, because you got your own business to tend to. Who you with? Come on here and tell us who you with, if you don't mind. Let's talk about your relationship and who your woman is and all that. And when I put up the link, come up here. I'd love to have a conversation about who you get in the bed with, if you don't mind. JBWR says our people are too petty. Yeah, we tend to be, and it's unfortunate. GDS, how you doing? Says all the women on the court are grown and enjoying themselves. Yes, she had no issues with a group of Black women twerking on stage at Essence Fest. Yeah, that baffles me too, because and I don't know if those ladies were trafficked into the basketball game, or they're there against their will. They don't look like they're there against their will, but you're right. It's like, how do you make the difference between, and I guess maybe she would take issue with the hip hop industry. Maybe she's blaming Black male patriarchy for your Megan Thee Stallions and them. However, we know that Black men don't own those record companies. We know who own those record companies is not Black men. So I doubt very seriously that it's Black men saying, hey, go out there and show them just, everything all the way up to your butthole, that's not Black men making that call. But the other end of that too is those black women in the industry, basketball, whatever, they could say, you know what? That's a lot of money, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sell myself out, be parading around here naked everywhere for money, but of course they're not going to do that.
Well, can I ask the question? This lady who's totally blaming black men for this situation, I have yet to see on any platforms, and I'm on, the social media stuff, just surfing around and doing whatever, any of these high class feminists and whatever boycotting OnlyFans. Why aren't they doing that? I mean, the hypocrisy of it is just, it's crazy to me. You got women up there busting it wide open for the whole world to see, but crickets when it comes to stuff like that. But here's a league, however you want to look at it. It's legal. Obviously, you can film it in the broad daylight. People can buy tickets to it, and it's a problem.
Right. And Robert, you're absolutely right. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad does teach us that if you read any of his books, he does teach that. But again, we're not even going to continue to address that at all, because it's not even for us to address. You know what I mean? And like I said, I don't understand another grown man being worried about what another grown man is doing. It's kind of weird to me. Damien says, not tripping over Hooters, let them ball out. And JBWR says, I had three stepdaughters who played ball, and it was the most boring, soul-killing hour of my life. Yeah, it depends on who's playing. I played basketball when I was younger as well. It was okay, I didn't enjoy it much, but Truchi says, Demetra, no matter our differences, we each, with each other, we are your audience, and we will always love you, and I will always love you too. Thank you so much. That'd be crazy. I don't know about all that. Those sisters, they was balling in the booty department. Put it that way. They be like, nah, come back. Do a couple more squats. Okay, hold up. I got you. So what I do is, for people who get too emotional on my channel, and especially when they talk about my homeboy or his wife, they get blocked. Okay, I'm not gonna put up with it at all. I'm just not gonna do it. So Samuel was gone, and I would that we be respectful, because the crazy thing is, y'all not gonna come on my channel and talk about him. Y'all, and I'm not gonna do it with you. That's the crazy part. That people come on here and ask me stupid questions, like I'm gonna say, oh yeah, I'm never gonna do that. So if you, as a grown man or a grown woman, you worry about what other grown people are doing, you might want to look in the mirror and say, why am I so bored with my life that I am so bothered by what another person is doing? So
yeah, I was gonna block him, but I wanted to wait to see what you were gonna do.
Oh no, he was getting close, and when I read that last comment, his ass is out of here. So he can go on somebody else's channel and act a fool. But anyway, back to what we was talking about. Let's see. Truth Hurts, how you doing? Says, I want to see Demetra play in the league. I'll buy season tickets. I wouldn't even go buy tickets to that. I'll be out there wanting to play ball for real. And by the time 103, how you doing?
Well, 30 years ago, you guys should have seen Demetra on the track meet. People would just get to the stands, and just Demetra would come in last place because she was dragging a whole wagon behind her.
Nah. When I was young, I had all kind of muscles everywhere. And Robert, he says, if women are going to disrobe and show their adornments, men are going to look. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said that a nation can rise no higher than its women. That is absolutely true. Yeah, we should, just start putting some clothes on. I actually feel better when I have clothes on. I don't feel, too good being outside. Not that I am, with everything showing. It's just uncomfortable. King of Sorrows, if I didn't already, how you doing? He says, I thought hip hop culture was graffiti, breakdancing, and mic skills. Exactly, right? When did it get watered down to everything else that they're calling it? And Truchi says, that is one of our biggest problems. We're so worried about what others are doing until we can't take care of our own business. Yeah, that's a little suspect to me. That man was so engrossed into what somebody else is doing. Is like, you want to tell us something? You know what I mean? You got a little rainbow coming up out you. What are you worried about what a man is doing? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, because I come from the school, like I come from the school of, I never saw men gossip the way men gossip nowadays. I've never seen my dad do it, or any grown man. You know, that's weird to me. So I don't know. Hello, common man. How you doing? He say low hanging. And Bernard, how you doing? He says basically all adult entertainment. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Easy, you crazy talking about. I saw cheeks clapping, and I was not even trying to show y'all that. My apologies. JT Devereaux, how you doing? Says women will make you go crazy. I mean, it's women empowerment one day, and you can't tell me about my body. Then now this, yeah, it's all over the place. But I also like to say to y'all know it's not all women. That's a lot of times the people on the internet. What they're doing kind of blankets everyone. Even when it comes to men, right? People say, "Oh, men ain't this," but it's like it's the men you seeing on the internet, and maybe the man you know, but it's not all men. Moni, what's going on with you? Says, much Detroit love to you, Demetra, and my gorgeous brown sugar boo, Donovan. Celebrating my birthday month through all this because that's my business, and I can celebrate my daddy's 78th. Yes, happy birthday to you once again. Oh, my internet thing was telling me somebody connected to my internet, but it was my nieces are here. And JT Devereaux says, like, where are the AI women? Because, man, they coming. The AI women are on their way. If not, they're already here, right? Dwayne says, this is the first I've heard of it. Keep the focus on Demetra in the league. That guy from Texas, how you doing? Arneva, what's going on with you? And Angela says, it's only fans, just bottoms and top pictures, no faces. So you talk about the basketball. And Brina, how you doing? And Chuchi says, I agree with you, Demetra. I advocate for women because I have 2 daughters. And for women to expose themselves this way, it'll be hard for me to see them having respectable men to approach them. Yeah, I always tell y'all this. My grandmother told my aunt when she was a young woman, if you use meat to catch a man, you're going to wind up with a dog. You know, don't be surprised when you run around there butt naked and then you got men chasing you, but then they don't want to do nothing else with you after that, right? Eli, Yahoo. I hope I said that right. I'm saying Eli. How about that? How you doing? Says, what is it when it comes to deleting unborn babies? It's her body, her choice. But when it comes to sexual content, heads blaming men. Yeah, that's just weird. I don't understand what that lady was on. It seemed like she got on Twitter and she was on one, you know. Let's see here. And Brini says, absolutely. And Gotti, how you doing? It says, Yonkers, New York, tapping in, salute, chat, and host. Thank you. Arneva says, send them back to Block City. What's Block City? That must be a strip joint or something. Truth Hurts, he says, Demetra is what we call down south, nice and thick. Not quite. Because y'all got to remember, I'm from Southern California. When I moved out to Houston, I'm like, whoa. These women been eating a lot of red beans and rice. So I need to catch up to them. I need to eat a couple of more bowls or maybe pots of red beans and rice. And God, it says, when you know you got it, no need to show the goods from a man's point of view. Yeah. And as a woman, that's how I feel. You know, sometimes you might want to wear a little something, but with everything tight and short and you got everything exposed, I don't know. It just seems uncomfortable to me. But I'm of the age now to where I really like to, you know, put on clothes. A lot of them, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, but it was funny. Remember that time we went to Aja's home and Demetra came in looking bad.
I had on some shorts, but they wasn't like, you know, they was nice shorts. And, you know, I like to wear a heel with my shorts, okay? That I was when I was younger, okay? I wear a heel now, but my clothes are a little bit longer. I only wear really shorts like that around the house. I don't go out the house anymore with shorts on. Unless it's, they long.
But my point of that was the women were hating on D. Oh my goodness, they were hating on her.
And why? I didn't do nothing. Hey, how you doing? Just walked in. Hey, how you doing? That was it. Okay, let's see here. And Brina says, I feel you. And Bernard, he says, she'll never admit her rant and had no merit. And she assumed the black man owned the league. She's trying to get brownie points from white feminists. Yeah, she could have really just researched it, right? And she could have found out who the owner actually was. It's a whole black woman, right? Angela says, so true, Demetra. Gossiping men are not attractive. Not at all. They make me itch, honestly. I see your comments. And Michael, if I didn't already, how you doing? Says, Demetra, would you be a basketball coach for both men and women? No, I don't know that much about basketball at all. They would lose every game messing around with me. Just run and don't get caught. Keep the ball. Don't double dribble. Don't, what's the other double dribble? And that's about
travel.
I do know about traveling, yeah, and fouling and flagrant. Is it flagrant foul? No, that's no. What's it when you really try to foul them, like you hit
flagrant foul.
Flagrant foul. I thought that was football. Okay, see, I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, technical. A technical. That
yeah, but a technical isn't necessarily intentional.
Yeah, okay, but that's what I mean. Like I remember that. Thunder, you say I stepped out for a moment. What happened? Who did she block? Some a suspect individual named Samuel who just kept getting into another man's business for no reason at all. Mona, you say watch Detroit. Love to you, Demetra, my brown sugar boo. Happy. Okay, so I read that one already. It's humid here too in Houston. Common Man says, when I was young, I had a six-pack, but now I have a keg. But you know what? That's okay. Kegs are all right sometimes. I'm sure you've worked hard your whole life. And
well, the funny thing is, if you watch some of these dating shows on YouTube, women like big men. They don't like skinny men like me. They want a guy that's, fit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of women who want a man, got a little something to hold on to, right? Like a teddy bear. Robert says, if women don't strive to be decent and righteous, men will never be decent and righteous again. The nation can rise no higher than its women. I agree. The woman is, circle of influence, the first teacher. And Moni says, when you walk away from the word of God, you see the difference. So many of you are against the word of God. So many won't obey the Bible, but talk smack until it's time to meet hell for eternity. I don't know. I mean, I'm not against the word of God per se, but we know, and I'm not trying to have another Bible study going on, but we know that the Bible has been, rewritten a bunch of times. And I always ask people in regards to heaven, if it's such a great place, Moni, why are you still here? Why haven't you asked God to call you home? Because that's God to call you home. You'll leave out here in a couple of ways. Once we ask God to call you home, you do it to yourself, or I forget the other one. But you can always say, God, I'm tired of being here. Beam me up. I heard heaven is nice. They have streets of gold, and you're gonna be washed white as snow, and all that. I don't want to be here no more. Why are you still here? You know what I mean? And listen, I could be wrong with what I understand. Heaven should be here on earth. Us as Black people, that's taught, or just suffer all this horror now. And then when you get up into heaven, you're going to be washed white as snow. Everything's going to be great. But you see white people having heaven right here on earth. So what? Can't we get some of that?
Yeah. And let me just add to that. I know it's not a Bible study, but there's passages in the Bible where they say our God is so vain and is so jealous of a God that he don't want us to worship anybody else but him, whatever. He has whole angels that all they do all day is worship him and bow down to him and do all these other things. So why is it that we think that when we get up there, there's no guarantee we get up there and you're going to be walking in a pavement street of gold? He might say, okay, all you Negroes, go to the field. And that's where we're going to spend the rest of our lives in eternity. picking cotton, gold cotton or heaven cotton. We don't know anything like that. But from what from my understanding of the Bible, when he got those angels that by his throne, that's all they do is tell him how great he is and stuff like that. By the time we get up there, if we're lucky, we might not have a chance. That's why I agree with D. These people are making their heaven right here on the earth. We should be doing the same thing, but we've been indoctrinated to think, no. When you're dead, no matter how much hell you catch here, when you're dead and gone, when you get to heaven, it'll all be great. But like I just said, for all you know, you get to heaven, God says, go to the field. That's where you're going to spend your time.
Absolutely. So get your heaven right now. Michael, you said when I was in California, what did you eat before you moved to Texas? I was a full-fledged vegan before I moved here. I'm working my way back there. I'm doing pretty good now. I eat some meat now. It's mostly now it's fish. I don't eat red meat. Chicken, I stopped doing that as well. Now I don't eat pork. So right now, if I eat any meat, it's probably going to be fish. So I'm working my way back to that. It's kind of hard, though, because I travel a lot and, it's not always easy. So, but I was a full-fledged vegan. Coming to Houston, it's kind of hard to do it, unless you cook at home. Let's see here. I saw somebody with a question. And hello, Stacy, how you doing? Easy though. I was getting men slapped. I don't think so. Thunder says, what is the black man's responsibility and obligation to the community? It's a laundry list, but the black woman's obligation to the community that helps everyone and not just black women. What is black women's obligation? Well, I mean, we have a lot of obligations too. I mean, as the mom or the, if you have your mom or even the woman, you are the first teacher. You have children, children are going to learn from you. So our obligation is to be upstanding and do the right thing and show our children, especially when it comes to men, how to get along with men and just a whole host of things. From what we see on the internet, is definitely not that. I just want to say that that's not what we're supposed to be doing. Okay, so Moni says Donovan made in an AI or
into AI.
Donovan made into AI. Lord, violate him nightly. Demetra, imagine having a fine man that's AI. Rubbing on your nightly there, maybe a blow-up dog, or just an AI form. No, that could be, he might malfunction. Help! Help! Can you imagine having a holiday? Help!
Well, you know what? I wouldn't worry about that. It's explaining how did you get caught and stuck in that predicament. That's what I would worry about. You got the news channels out there getting you out of the house, the whole family seeing this stuff.
Can you imagine? Because they said when AI becomes self-aware, we're in trouble. So imagine that thing becoming self-aware while he owns you, right? It's like
yeah. How many of you guys saw the movie They Live with Roddy Piper and those guys? Remember at the end, yeah. He's on top of that chick and he's like, "What's wrong, baby?" And now she can see who he really was.
I can imagine, right? You with an AI robot and he tossing you all over the place. And woo! Just the visual. Nikki, how you doing? You say you prefer your men thin. Okay. Truchi, you say, now that was funny. A wagon being dragged behind her. That's the first time I've heard that. Donovan ain't got no sense. Angela, you said Donovan Sadiq, is this league a slice of heaven for men?
I mean, it would be, but like I said, and if men, if a majority of men don't go to the games, it's because their wives or girlfriends are forbidding them to support this league.
Right. Talk about, honey, I'll be right back. I'm just going to go to the little league. They got the little league games going up the street.
In all seriousness, though, this is one of the problems of the WNBA. You guys, they keep talking about, the people aren't seeing the league. The people aren't seeing the league. Do you guys realize more than half of the NBA people that support and go to NBA games are females? More than half. So here's a league created, for females and stuff, and even females themselves don't support it. Now look at some of your NBA reporters that cover the league. You got Bootlick, Malika Andrews, and all these other female reporters. They're all up in the NBA interviewing the players. Ask yourself, when you look at the WNBA, how many ESPN top reporters are covering the WNBA? Nobody wants to cover the WNBA because they're not going to get the notoriety. So, you know, it's kind of hypocritical, women talking about support, but when women themselves aren't supporting a league that looks like them.
This is no, depending on what it is, tell her that the malfunction can be your main function. My mind be working weird. That's why I don't like to get on a lot of roller coasters, especially those ones that come into town real quick. Because I be thinking, they be setting up and breaking down too quick. And I know whoever screwed in the last screw or whatever, the most important screw, wasn't drunk when they did it, right?
Or high, because, you know, weed isn't, you know, it doesn't hurt anybody. Now, just think about that. This guy's the mechanic on it, and he's a little buzzed, and he says, yeah, this is good. And then you go out there, and then something bad happens.
Right. So that's kind of how I would think with the AI. Like, you ain't finna hump me to death. You forget that. How did she die? With it on top of her. You know, You can imagine having the kids coming in. What you doing, Mom? I don't know how this thing got on me.
Turn it off.
And it's like, no. I'm in control now. Oh, we ain't right. This is fatigue, y'all. This is all fatigue.
But let me ask you this in all seriousness, since, you know, this is the topic, and some people in the chats. Do you think a league like this is something that is viable, or is it something that we should shun? I mean, you know, here's the league. What are we going to do about it?
Nothing. And there's nothing we can do about it. I don't even know what they're playing. I would imagine children wouldn't be there. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because it's just that's just, it's a novelty, obviously, right? So it's not something that I would want to pay to watch. I'm not for it. I guess I don't really have a dog in the fight. I mean, because you shun that, then there's a whole lot of other stuff you gotta shun. So I don't know. Y'all had a whole lot of smiles and and grinning and stuff on your face, so y'all didn't seem too bothered by
it. Let me read this. Moni says, Donovan, do you really think they're going to give out reparations to Black people? Could you put that back up? To Black people? If not, why? How do you feel knowing that Republicans don't want you to have it at all? Okay, Moni, here's the thing. We already know the Republicans don't want us to have it. The question that you should be asking me is, why aren't the Democrats for reparations? I live in California, which is a Democratic state, totally Democratic. Everybody else, illegals get driver's license. They get everything they want. Democratic. The Democratic policies always go through here. If they want to give us student loan forgiveness at the state level, they can do that. But here in the democratically controlled state of California, the Democratic controlled city of New York, Detroit, where you live, and Chicago, all these Democratic strongholds, and the Democrats don't want to give us reparations. That's the question we need to really be asking ourselves when we go to the voting booth. Wait a minute, you guys are in control and you won't give us reparations. We already know what the Republicans are going to do. It's the Democrats we need to start asking, why don't they want to give us reparations? But they gave the Asians what they wanted. They gave the Hispanics what they wanted. They give everybody, LGBTQ gets everything that they want. When it comes down to Black people, who is the backbone of the Democratic Party, and vote for them 96% of the time as a block, we don't get it. That's the question. Not what the Republicans, we already know what the Republicans are going to do. It's why isn't the Democrats giving us reparations?
Absolutely. And Maxwell, you dated yourself. I used to watch the Glow, the gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
Out of Las Vegas, yeah. What was that lady? Mountain Fiji.
Yeah, you dated yourself, but we know about it. We dated ourselves too. Negas Afro Dan, the Dane doll. How you doing? He says, EFF is fake. We saw Julius Malema with Gucci shoes on Instagram in Dubai.
Wasn't there an office of the EFF when we were there, Demetra?
And honestly, but wait, I'm gonna show you.
Trying to do something for their people.
That right there answers.
That answers the question right there. Yeah. They don't like change. They don't want change. All the corruption with what's his name? The former president.
Ramaphosa.
No. That guy too, but the one before him.
Oh,
the bald-headed guy.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, it's on the tip of your tongue. But all the corruption the ANC has endured, and yet, I'll give you this, and I'm not trying to knock your opinion, Negus or whatever, but you tell me, it's been 35 years since apartheid. Please explain to me, in South Africa, why does less than 7% of the population still control 70% of all the resources in South Africa? Please explain that to me.
I'm gonna leave that one at where it is. You know what I mean? It's like, and then Cyril Ramaphosa, when he got in there, he said he was gonna, make it more equitable for 90% the people who belong there, and he just keeps taking the money. So it's like he's just it slips my mind. The president Zuma. Yes, yeah. So he ended up being the same way, but I rolled my eyes. No disrespect, niggas. Well, when you said you saw the man in Dubai with Gucci shoes on, I'm trying to figure out how that made him fake. Now, I don't mess with Gucci. I can understand that argument, but because you seen him in Dubai with Gucci shoes on, that made him.
And the man has to work for a living. So what's wrong with him if he can afford Gucci shoes, getting Gucci shoes? We have no problem with Zuma being estimated to be worth $2-something billion. His son having major money in other countries and all this other stuff. Please explain that. The corruption there. Again, 70% of the population in South Africa is still in poverty. And the ANC has been in control for over 35 years. I saw it for myself. Demetra saw it for herself. Please explain that.
The Gucci shoes in Dubai. That one's a good one. Nikki says the things people say. Yeah. Negus, you say ANC respect Eritrea. That is all that matters. Okay, well, to you. Moni says, do you eat prawns, petrasa, caviar? Donovan, do you eat caviar at all? And if not, why am I not? Into pork, a little turkey every now and then, chicken once in a while. I will be having some rabbit in fall.
I eat it all. I went to this thing called SEER school as a pilot. You have to be able to survive off the land. So anything that's put in front of me, I will eat it.
Hello there. Yeah. Okay, so I know what I was gonna say. Y'all forgive me. I'm a little tired. I've been working hard the last couple of days. And the California reparation bill. They're also, Donovan, I'm surprised you haven't heard about this. They're also proposing to get rid of child support debt for Black residents. Now, when I say child support debt, talking about arrears and all of that, because a lot of it is interest, right? And so the state actually gets the interest. I think they get like 14% of the interest. They said California actually gets the highest amount of interest, from arrears. It also said that child support and arrears is discriminatory by legally speaking, because it often taxes people who have lower income, which tend to be Black men, unfairly as far as what the amount that they should pay. So they're talking about redoing that and wiping clean the debt.
And that's fine to do that, but that has nothing to do with reparations. You guys don't fall for these programs and stuff like that. Okay, put it like this. You're at a casino, right? You hit the jackpot at the casino, but then they come to you and they say, oh, we've got this nice car we want you to have instead of the jackpot. They talk about programs. The Democrats are always talking about programs in place of reparations. You have a housing program. Look at all the housing areas across the nation that is like the Carter in New Jack City. I mean, this stuff doesn't work for us. We want the check. Stay focused on the check. Don't fall for we're going to get rid of the debt. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. No. That has nothing to do with it. I don't have any debt. So that's not going to benefit me. You want your check. So if they want to forgive debt like that, that's a separate issue. Go ahead and forgive that.
Okay. And Arniva, and hello, Mickey, how you doing? Arniva, you says, I was surprised that EFF didn't win the last election. Yeah, it's like here.
So was I. Yep.
It's just the same. It's like the same thing here. Black people say they want change, but then they continue to vote for the same party that's not going to give them change. I know I'm not saying vote for Republicans, but continue voting for the same party, thinking things are going to be different. So it's they kind of got the same issue that we have here. Damon says, same can be said about the CBC in this country. Look at the districts. Yeah, easy say exactly. And Mud Pup 5150. How you doing? By the way, it says, are we talking about basketball? I just joined. We were as Buns in basketball. If you watch the playback, hopefully, if I don't, get in trouble, it'll still be there, right? But yeah, some big Buns playing basketball. I'll put it that way. And yes, Stacy, show us the money. King of Sorrow says child support debt. It sounds like they're saying something without saying it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know if that's in lieu of the money, but that's what I read, that they want to wipe clean the debt, the arrears. Because a lot of times when people owe child support, most of it is the interest and arrears that the interest on the arrears. So the arrears is money that the back child support that they owe. And Dwayne says, yep, Donovan is correct. That's reparations. Cut the check, cash, tangibles. Negus, you say beggars can't be choosers. Okay. They actually can. I don't even know where we came up with that. Beggars can choose. They choose in the beg, right? Truchi, you say, let me introduce y'all to the watermelon diet. Eat watermelon for 3 consecutive weeks. Eating watermelon for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you will lose a minimum of 7 pounds a week. I know somebody who did that, and they ended up going to the ER because they got sick from eating too much watermelon. So I don't know. I think you if it works for you, then great. But please seek medical professional help before doing anything like that. Brown bags, how you doing? We were talking about Buns and basketball. Some lady took issue with it, basically saying it was black men who were the cause of it, but it's actually a whole black woman that owns the Buns and basketball league. So actually, you say reparations, no vote. Got you. Brownback says they give everyone else checks. Yep, then they need to give us 1 or 2 or 3. Easy says, I agree. Some of us getting sidetracked with all these design diversions. Yeah, it's like, what are we doing here? Okay, Negus. I mean, clearly you have a party that you like. I get it. Black America says, I'm going to go back and watch it now. I like Buns. You can actually go on Twitter. You're going to see more than I showed you, okay? Twitter, Buns and basketball. You'll see all that you ever need. Truchi says, if you are diabetic, the natural sugar inside watermelon will not spike your blood sugar. And if you become hungry during those 3 days of eating watermelon, then eat more watermelon. Yeah, like I said, you got to be careful. And actually, watermelon is pretty high up there on the, hyperglycemic index. It's pretty high up there. So just proceed with caution. Maxwell says, that's not reparations. I'm educated and don't need free education. I was also responsible with my seed. Cut the check. Exactly. Just give it all to us in money, and then we can decide what we want to do. And Negus, you say you never see Eritrea beg for aid and NGO. We illegalize it. You say why are you FBA's love handout? Okay. Guess what?
Can I respond to that?
You better do it quick.
Yeah, because I was going to say this. See, now here's a man or a person who obviously is from another country, and they're talking about we love handouts, but yet you might be here in my country. All the people from Africa that are coming here to this country, and you talking about handouts. All of the social programs, the affirmative action, and the civil rights stuff that opened the doors so blacks could have these programs, food stamps, and to help black people better their lives. All of that happened because of FBAs in the 1960s. And guess who came on droves to come over here and take advantage of those programs? Caribbean people, African people, and God bless you to come and do that. But see, it's people like this that come over here and talk all of this yin yang, and they don't even know their own history. It's kind of hypocritical for you to talk about handouts, and yet you will leave your whole country and let the white people run it in shadow while we're over here welcoming and trying to do and speaking and trying to do better for everybody and be fair across the board. And you got the nerve to come over here and disrespect us like this in our own country. We're the only group in the African diaspora that fights white supremacy every day. You guys run, we fight it. And you're talking about handouts. And yet, if you're in the United States, you're in the United States. Or if you're in Europe, you're in Europe. Hypocritical at best.
Yeah, and I'm not sure where he's from, or her or she's from, but on this channel we don't engage in that. But you can always go to channels where they do. But I don't understand your point in bringing that up. I mean, just cause see, this is me. I kind of pepped up a little bit. This is me. I think that as adults that we should be mature enough to not be calling names, and because when I see comments like that, I see you stupid, no you stupid, no you stupid. That's what I see. You know what I mean? It's like you claim to know everything, but your comments have not risen above that of third grade level. I envision you are in a sandbox as you're typing this thing. I'm gonna say this because I should probably stop talking like that because I don't mean to, I should say this the most silliest thing. I'm gonna throw a rock and see if I can hit somebody just to be incendiary. That's what I hear. Like you haven't said anything that makes me even want to say, Well, there's a thought. You called a man fake because he run around Dubai in some Gucci shoes. Then it says it's silly. Come on. If you want to be here, engage intelligently. Otherwise, I'm just going to stop responding to you. Anyway. Y'all want to come on here? I'm going to put up a link. Let's see who else came on here. Yeah, lady, how you doing? Just trolling. It's like, golly, find something else to do. Lord have mercy. It's exhausting. It's like, y'all grown people really do that? Grown people really sit on the internet and look at you. No, look at you. No, you're stupid. That is wild. With Google being free, with books being every damn where, there's a lot of knowledgeable stuff on YouTube. You sitting in these comment sections that's talking like that. I think you need to do a little self-reflection. You're just silly. Okay, I'll be able to say it. Marnie says, Dimitri, you're thinking too much into it. Think of Elder Barge. Put on some Will Downing and some Al Jarreau. Yes. And Teddy Pendergrass, is well, light some candles, have some Dom Perignon silver, have a ball. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, actually. I might do that. I'm just looking at the comments. All right, so I'm gonna put the comment, the link in the thing here. Y'all want to come on and say something constructive? I would appreciate that. So I'm gonna put the link in here. Donovan, what's going on with you?
Oh, nothing. I'm just looking at the comments of the ignorance and stuff. I'm not going to respond, but I'm just, I'm deciding should I block them or not, because it's very rare that we block people on your show, but everybody's entitled to their opinion.
For some reason, I can't block him because he or she is here from somebody else's feed. So that's why I said I'm just not going to.
Yeah. So again, there you go, you guys. This is what happens when you let our Black leaders or our Black servants cape for all these other groups. And the worst group is just like a black cop and a white cop. What did Ice Cube say in NWA? The black police showing out for the white cop. This is an example of that. These people come here and look down on us using our programs that we open the door for, and they want to look down on us when they got to look at themselves. You're leaving your own country. You're leaving your own country to let other people run it, the Chinese, whoever. The point is, you're here. And you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for FBA Americans. But this is how they feel about us.
No, yeah, I mean, you know, he's talking about some block truth. It's like you ain't saying nothing true. You just, it's all emotions. Are y'all emotional people over there? You know, and you got to ask yourself, is it the truth or is it your truth? We're not going, because I can't gauge emotions. If you're an emotional person, I can't gauge. I can't tell you about your feelings. But if you want to discuss logic and things that, you know, are more mathematical in thinking, then yeah, we can have that conversation. But I'm not gonna get in the sandbox with you and whine and cry. I'm not gonna do that. What's happening, Michael?
Doing fine. How about you? How you guys doing today?
Doing well. What's going on with you? What's on your mind?
Yeah, there's a lot on my mind, but and this is actually very related to that. I just saw a video that Philip Scott posted about how an Asian guy exposed racism in his community and how his people didn't show gratitude for the work that black people have done to help a lot. And so he gave a good a narrative and gave a warning to his people that if it weren't for black people today, Asians will not exist in this country or other immigrants. I'm seeing more of the Asians coming out, but it's not a collective, so it's not there. It's going to take like so many centuries, and I highly doubt it that a collective will come out to really like dismantle the white supremacy system. But I do understand at the same time, more African Americans, or I should say, Black people globally, are moving out of the West and migrating back to African nations to rebuild and rebuild, and hopefully go all the way to the championship finals.
It sounds good to me. I mean, it's true, and I think, you know, and Michael, you're Asian, so you know you could probably speak a little bit more to it.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people have discounted, and I guess I get it. I understand why, but discount Black people and what we have done as far as creating the blueprint and paving the way for a lot of other people to come in and, you know, do what they need to do. However, I'm never going to be mad at them because we need to be more strategic in the things that we are doing, right? Stop, for instance, voting for a party that helps everybody else and don't help the people that's getting them in there predominantly, right? So,
Right.
Yeah, so I get it. They're not ever going to say, "Hey," well, you know, because I've heard some Asians say that. So I don't want to say, you know, you are one of them. Say, if it had not been for Black people and the things that they have done and endured, a lot of people wouldn't be enjoying the benefits that they enjoy now.
Yes, because even the movie I saw, it's with starring Sanaa Lathan called Fried Catfish. Forgot the name. It came out in 1999. It's about how two Asian kids were adopted by Black parents, and I think Donovan or you might be familiar. And so this Asian girl, as she grew older, as she grew over time, she kind of like forgot about who brought her from Vietnam to America, and she kind of like went back to roots. And so the adopted mother, who happens to be Black, felt underappreciated or felt betrayed.
Absolutely, Black America. What's going on with you?
Where do I get tickets at for that basketball game? Where's that at? Because let me tell you something. Okay, uh, we got the WNBA champs here in Las Vegas, and some of the family members have season tickets to it. I don't go. Women can't play basketball. This looks really exciting to me. I don't like watching women play anything, but I would go patronize this. I would definitely go patronize this. This looks quite tantalizing, if I could say.
I bet you do, right? Brown Bag says, baby, that Buns of basketball, I absolutely see no purpose. I have to get my eyes scrubbed now.
Well, the thing is, after the show, I'm going to see what cities these leagues are in, and I'm going to get if there's one in Vegas and here, I'm going to buy season tickets for both.
I feel you. I'll be right there with you, brother. We can sit there and have Sprite all day.
Right, courtside.
Right. I need to be right on. I need to see some booty sweat. That's where I need to see. I need that in my life. I love it.
But see, Dimitri, do you see what I'm saying? We all know sex sells. We all know that in some aspect. It's a business first. And unfortunately, if that's what's going to put people in the seats, that's what the WNBA should do. They really should do that. And then it would increase their revenue, which would increase their pay. Just because you play a similar sport doesn't mean you should get $32 million a year because LeBron is getting $32 million a year. That's totally ridiculous.
Yeah, the WNBA actually doesn't make any money. They're subsidized by the NBA. So all the people that say, oh, the WNBA, they don't make a dime. If they weren't subsidized by the NBA, the actual real NBA, they would have been out of business a long time ago. It's here they bring the Raiders here. The owners of the Raiders actually owns the WNBA team here. So he has money from years and years back. But if they didn't have that, they wouldn't even exist. I don't know why those girls are complaining. If they love the sport, that's a sport you play because you love it. They shouldn't even be doing that for money. They should be doing that for free.
Well, let me ask you this about the WNBA real quick, everybody. Got to think about this. If they're not making money for the last 25, 27 years that they've been in existence, they've been in the red, right? They've been in the red. Chartered flights, if you don't have money to pay your players, now they're demanding chartered flights. That's what's going to make their league go faster into non-existence. Am I right, Black America?
Well, what I think it's like with a lot of things with our women. They feel, some, not all, not Demetra, but some feel like they deserve things that they're really not worth. They're not worth it. Nobody. It's kind of like with women that rap. Donovan, have you ever been to one of a Cardi B or a Lizzo concert? Have you ever bought one of their CDs or tapes?
Nope.
We don't even patronize women as far as those things. It's the women that make them popular. As far as men, you'll never, unless they are those men that wear lipstick. Us guys, we won't go to a Cardi B concert. We would probably stand outside and try and wait for a chick to come out drunk and try and snag her, parking lot pimp on her. But I'm not going in to go see Lizzo. Like, I wouldn't even know one of her songs if it came on the radio. I like the way Cardi B looks. I like the way Nicki Minaj looks to a certain extent, but I wouldn't patronize their music. I wouldn't have my kids listen to it. They don't even have their own kids listen to it. Right, Donovan?
Absolutely. And that's the thing, I look at it from a business aspect. I know it might not be popular, it might not be the thing, but unfortunately, you've got women out here that have no problem playing basketball in a G-string thongs and a booty top to make some kind of money.
Thank God for that. Yeah. Hey, if they want to have some old retired strippers, because all of them ladies look a little chunky around the rear end. Those are like some old retired strippers. If they want to have some old retired strippers run up and down the court with their butts shaking and bouncing a ball, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'd probably even have a beer. I'd go back to drinking Heineken. I'd probably even have a beer after that and a shot. What the hell? Let's go ahead and throw it all in. I'm gonna do it. So yeah, I agree with it. And so it's called Buns and Basketball, just to get that right, so I can look for an address.
Yeah, I'm already following it on Twitter, so I already got my follow thing in there.
Oh God. Jeez, I can't follow. I tell you what.
I, I'm just listening to y'all. Just y'all, so-called conscious people. Let's see here. Yeah, Asha. Lizzo is more of a crossover. I like Lizzo. I like her music.
I like Lizzo's talent. She's very talented,
Oh, very
flutist and stuff
talented.
like that. So I like that aspect. But all that other stuff that she's doing, no, I can't do it.
In fact, my feelings, you crazy. Talking about how the hell did I miss this league? I had no idea it existed. See, but that's the problem though. Y'all watching these y'all gonna be the groupies at the locker room after the game is over. Say, miss, can I take you out tonight?
Wait, what is different than what NBA players and football players dealing with their groupies? What's the difference?
That's what I'm saying. Then y'all take them out, and then she bump you over the head for a bag, and then y'all gonna come back on this show. Yeah, these women, these black women, but you ain't gonna tell the whole story though. You was.
Look, I'm gonna put it like this: if this league is what I think it is, and they're selling tickets and stuff, this is the one time you're going to see the fellowship. Well, not the one time, one of many times you see the fellowship of black men coming together in peace and loving each other and talking about the issues within our community, celebrating a beer and supporting our black women.
Man, it's gonna be Bloods and Crips shaking hands and buying each other beer. It's gonna be Jews and Muslims singing Kumbaya and God Bless America. It's gonna be the best thing for this time. Nothing happens better than there you go. Salute. It's gonna be the best thing for this country. We need this right now. We need a break. We need some levity. We need some buns in basketball. That's it. I know you don't like that, baby Detroit.
Who knew? Who knew the key to black unity was buns in basketball? Who knew? Wish we would have thought of that sooner. Doggone it.
Instead of having Rutgers, we can have this, and the brothers can get together and support these sisters, and single moms, whatever. We'd be there. It'd be a love fest constantly.
Yeah. Okay. Y'all might be on to something. I don't even know where to go from that, or even how to transition. I'm gonna put the link up in here. Be on here a couple of more minutes. Easy. You said I look tired. I am tired. Y'all ever just get tired? I'm gonna sleep really good tonight, I hope. But I have to come on here and do a live. Corliss, how you doing, ma'am? I have people inboxing me telling me about this, that Corliss is something else. I say, y'all have no idea. Corliss was really reserved on here, but I know Corliss in real life, and yeah, she a riot. What you say? This one right? Really, we come together for foolishness. Exactly. Right. Y'all want to come together behind some behinds, but I don't know. Who knew it was so simple? A lady says they will get online and call them Fat 304s. Exactly. But of course, you have too much fun. Talk about that's my people. Easy, you say, if your power stay on. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good weather here today. Knock on wood, thank God. I mean, it's 102 degrees, but yeah, I take it over the thunder and the lightning. Facts Not Feeling says this will get the women in shape. I'll see, y'all doing too much. This will get the women in shape, and that's a good thing. They are exercising. Now, come on, listen. I played basketball before, and I played basketball when I was older, and you really got to be in shape to be running back and forth. I didn't watch a whole Buns and basketball game, but I don't know, how serious they are about playing. I guess I'd have to watch to be able to judge that, but yeah, you definitely would get in shape doing that, I would imagine. So there's another plus. All right, Corliss, I'm gonna put it it's in the comment section. Can you see it from the comment section and on YouTube? And let's see here. Dwayne says we need to verify if these are really real natural born women. They know how to fool you now. My brothers, check the rib cage. Lord have mercy. He said it might be Transformers. Okay, there we go. Hello, ma'am.
Hey.
How you doing?
Hey, D. Hey, Donovan. How is it that we always get tied into some activities? I guess sex sells, huh?
What is the oldest profession in the world?
Always. Halloween.
Right, and that's biblical. That's biblical. Even Jesus hung out with some hoes.
I know he hung out with them, but he wasn't sleeping with them, Negro. Knock it off.
I never said he was sleeping with them, but how do we know?
Hey, Black America, I had to get on here and tell you, I have to, give you a little leeway. Because that other character that we had on here the other day, I thought you'd be saying some craziness. I really did. But he should never come on the panel ever again. He needs to stay in the comment section.
She talking about Dusty Hotel.
Yeah, I mean, why you being mean to that, bro? I didn't agree with everything that he said. He seemed like he was genuine and honest in his beliefs. He sounded like he was honest in his beliefs. If he believes it, I mean, we got women manifesting stuff right now. If this brother believes the thing that he was saying, and that's his lived experience, you got to let him rock with it.
Just like they manifested buns in basketball, huh?
Thank the Lord.
We'll knock it off. Maybe if the women in the women's league did what buns in basketball do, they might get some more seats filled and get their pay to increase. I'm just saying.
Thunder, you crazy. Talking about why are they attacking single Black mothers for trying to support their Black children? They're showing the world how they are. I thought they would support this damn shame trying to disemploy them.
You know how much you know how much them women would be able to sell their undergarments after each game. You got to think of something like that. Those women would be able to auction off. They'd be making at least $1,000 or $2,000 a game. They could take off their clothes and sell their sweaty undergarments for at least $250 a piece after each quarter.
Oh, you must ain't been on you must ain't been on what's the thing called the
OnlyFans?
They giving you 1,500 to show your toes. So you underbidding them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of cheap. I don't get out like that. But I'm saying if you can see a woman running around getting sweaty and she's going to give you those draws, some men, not me and Donovan, because we don't get down like that. But Dusty Hotep will buy. I'm pretty sure Dusty Hotep will buy.
I'm very sure they wouldn't even sell him a bottle of sweat.
But the whole thing about the the WNBA and the Buns League and all that other stuff, why is it that some women are so resistant to making their product successful? I mean, we're not asking them to be butt naked like this league here, but when you go to the WNBA that's been subsidized, they won't lower the goals. They won't look more feminine. They don't have necessarily a dress. It's just crazy that no matter what you try to do to make this a successful league, the women are offended when the NBA players that go and support it, and say, hey, check out old girl, put respect on my name, and this, that. They are so angry when the very people, like if LeBron James told people to follow the Las Vegas, I forgot the name of the team there, the Las Vegas team in Las Vegas, a lot of men would at least go and check it out and look. but these women be running the dudes away. So why is it?
Yeah, because they looking for something that the dude was looking for, Donovan. They looking for women. So what they coming out sexy for and they wearing strap-ons? If you don't stop,
Wait, say that again.
Black America, now go on and mute your mic because you know you cutting up over there.
My mic is muted. It's been muted.
Okay, so I apologize. Then is that the man in the corner?
No, it was Black America, but he muted it.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what I was saying, Donovan, the women in the WNBA, they looking for the same thing y'all looking at when Buns and basketball go run down the court. They looking for women too. So what they finna be out here sexy on the court for? A lot of them are studs.
Well, not a lot of most of them are studs, but that's what I'm saying. Then why are they complaining? Why are they complaining when they don't make any money?
Well, they're complaining because they want the same benefits that the dudes get. That's why. They just ain't the dude.
Right. And the thing is, we want them to have the same thing as dudes get, but if you make no revenue, you can't pay those wages. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I want to see how much Buns and basketball gonna do, because if they making more revenue than these professional women, then they might want to switch up and dribble a different way.
Well, I can say if this league is what I think it is, they can get 20 G out of me every year.
I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna go to his house D and push him down the hill right on into a lake somewhere.
He ain't lying. He be right there. You know, popcorn and beer in each hand, in front row. They be like, "Sir, we don't want to have to keep mopping up your slob, okay? Your slobber."
Well, you know, wait, Easy 7700 says this, and it's true. Nobody wants to watch studs. That's one of their main problems. Their marketing is so off. It's ridiculous. Once this thing hits Twitter, the Buns and basketball, watch how that's going to trend compared to the WNBA is playing right now, and nobody's watching it.
Well, thank God I ain't in the sports.
So what else is on y'all mind that I got you up? Y'all throw something in the comment section for the next couple of minutes that we are going to be here. What's going on in these streets? I'm almost scared to ask.
Okay, I have something that's been trending very lately. How many of you guys have heard of radio legend Shirley Strawberry and her situation with her husband that was he wasn't recently arrested. He was arrested last year, I guess. What are your guys' thoughts on that if you heard about it?
So I've heard about it. Shirley Strawberry, y'all know she is on Steve Harvey's show, morning show, whatever. Sounds like her husband got into some trouble. I guess he's been in jail. He was arrested on child pornography and some other stuff. Sounds like she was trying to get him bailed out, but I guess now that it's come more to the forefront, I don't know. You know, maybe she's trying to disassociate herself from him. Sounds like, too, that Steve Harvey may have, I don't know, allegedly hooked them up. And, yeah, so it sounds like he's in some hot water when it comes to that kind of stuff. So
I want to know what's wrong with these grown Negroes and children.
Oh, shit.
Like, what is that all about? Like, what kind of sick fetish with old teenagers, whatever it may be? What can you find about any kid from birth to 4 years old attractive? Like, you got to be some type of, you need to go straight to the pen. And I ain't talking about PC either. I don't understand that. Like,
well, here's the thing. Okay, number one, I agree with everything that you just said in regards to that. But another question we should be asking is, what woman would allow a man outside of the father to come into the home and do all those things? Do you see? Okay, when I was a stepfather, one of my main rules with my stepdaughter was we're not going to be in the same room all together. We're going to be distant. The doors are going to be open because I didn't want to put myself in that type of situation. Loved her to death, did everything for her. However, you know, we have constantly in our community where these the mother is allowing the boyfriend to come in and they haven't done a background check. I don't know what, they haven't vetted him properly, and then the kids suffer. Can I say that as a better word?
Right.
Shouldn't we be asking ourselves, why aren't we vetting these men or these spouses that are people that we choose to bring into our house?
But it ain't just sometimes the outside, it's sometimes the inside folks. You got more molestation going on with family members than you do with outside folks. That's number one. And I can attest to that, like within my own family. Like we all got a weirdo uncle or some weirdo cousins that you didn't heard something about, but the black family don't talk and they cover it like they cover a pot of greens. You gonna keep it up under the lid. What goes on here don't get reported nowhere else. So we all know that. But too, Donovan, it's just like even when you put these children, right, that are in foster care and you put them in these homes, these people have licenses. And guess what? They ain't never been caught. So how would you know with a clean record that he a pedophile? Because once you go and you say something to somebody, oh, he didn't do that. Oh, he didn't mean it by that. And it's always brushed up under the rug.
Yeah. And how you doing, Otis? Yeah. That's a huge issue, and like you said, Corliss, especially in our community. And I also want to be clear that is not just the men who do it. There are women who do it too. They are abusers as well. Because I can't tell y'all how many times I've talked to men who said that they've, been abused by women. A lot of them said when they were young, that was their first time was with somebody like their friend's mama, or something like that. But unfortunately, even in 2023, it's taboo in our community. We're going to take care of it here. And if you really want to tread on dangerous grounds, it's prevalent in the church, and it gets swept under the pews in the church. And because and that's why I said a lot of times too, I don't fool with church, because the Bible is very tricky. Because it says if somebody offends you, even something like that, right, even something like abuse in that manner, you're supposed to go to your brother first or your sister. So whoever offended you, supposed to go to them, have a conversation, ask for forgiveness. And I'm talking about like even with the worst abuse you can think of, you're supposed to deal with it in the church. And so the person that was abused, they have to, forgive, per the Bible, forgive the person who did that to you. And then y'all go about your merry little ways. But it's like, how does that person actually heal from that? Well, that they were abused, but then they have to give forgiveness. And so they say to deal with it in church first. And then if it keeps on after a couple of chances, then you go and you call the police. So it's like, even in the church, it's kind of this, you swept under the rug. We're going to deal with it in house. And I've seen it myself in churches before. That's why I say the series Greenleaf, I said that is somebody's story. Every bit of that is somebody's story, because we've all seen that to some degree in the church. So, Otis, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How y'all doing? Y'all went from talking about buns and basketball to taboo in the family.
Yeah, we, you know how we do. We start off with one thing and then we talk about something else. But what's on your mind, dear brother?
I had saw little clips of the buns and basketball, and like I said, don't be surprised if you see some of the WNB gay women going over there soon. And like I said in my comments, it would be real laughable if those women make more money than the WNBA.
Oh, they probably will, because they're doing something that is, I guess, more appealing. And let's be honest. I mean, I don't know. Women, I guess, do watch sports, but I don't know if they do to the degree men do.
I honestly, I wouldn't even go see nothing like that. I guess if that's happening in like Atlanta, Vegas, big strip club cities, I guess it'll work there. But other than I wouldn't go see that.
Well,
that's a waste of money.
let me clarify, like making money. Okay, you guys know that some of the top WNBA players make $200,000. I think the minimum salary in the WNBA is about $60,000, according to their new CBA. Now, for a league to be successful, it has to make a profit, right? So if this league could stand up and make a profit, that would denote it to be successful. So everybody's going to say, well, they don't make $100,000 or they didn't make this. Well, the WNBA ain't making that either. So if this league can stand on its own and make a profit, it would be deemed successful, because if the WNBA had to stand on its own, it wouldn't be successful according to the business standard of, business.
Did y'all talk about what's that? The lingerie.
Yeah, the LFL. Yeah, the LFL Lingerie Football League, which is now the X League. Right.
Actually, yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's starting to get a lot of recognition. I just don't watch that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just don't watch.
You got to think about the LFL, the X League. The LFL by itself, before they rebranded to the X League, they were around for over 10 years, standing around for 10 years, no subsidy. The X League is going on right now. They're not being subsidized by anybody. People are sitting in the seats. Women are sitting in the seats. One of the most popular teams is out of Atlanta. One of the most popular, and Chicago Bliss won the title last year. So
no, I was talking about that women's football league.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's called the X League now. It was rebranded.
Chicago got a team?
Yeah, it's still the Chicago Bliss. Yeah, the Chicago Bliss has won the title 4 times. They've won the title 4 times.
I didn't even know that, but I don't watch it anyway. But you know what, though? Talking about the end of the WNBA, when it first came out, everybody was watching it. Remember the Houston Comets? They did a 3-peat. When that league got started, the Houston Comets was the best team. They didn't have a lot of superstars, and they did a 3-peat. After that, the WNBA had to split that team up, and then they started forming super teams to stop the Houston Comets from winning so many titles. And I think that when the league kind of went down, when you had so many women's super teams out there.
Absolutely. So I just kind of want to, swing back to the whole hey Jason, how you doing? Shirley Strawberry situation. And Corliss, you made a good point. That needs to be dealt with. The abuse. Because I don't know what Shirley Strawberry's whole stance is. It sounds like she was, kind of behind her man for a minute. Then I don't know if she's backed up off of it, but therein lies the problem as well. When you hear something like that happens, and I'm not saying everybody tells the truth, but I think we should, be very open-minded when it comes to allegations, instead of saying, because if it's our loved one, of course, want to say, no, they didn't do it, but it's like, okay, I'm saying they didn't. I don't think they would do it, but let's weigh all the evidence. Let's see, and let's hear and see what there is to hear and see. But unfortunately, that's a problem too with women. And I know it's a case like that where the mom, her husband was full on abusing her daughter that was not his, full on abusing her. And she just turned a blind eye to it. In fact, she ended up hating the daughter. It was almost like the whole Precious situation. Are you with my man? Why are you with my? And mind you, she was like 8 or 9 when he started doing that to her. He's not doing a gang of years in prison because he finally got caught. And mind you, he was in the church. He was a pastor in the church doing that to his stepdaughter.
Hey, it'd be a lot of people in the church though. That's where they go hide out. It was this one man, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but he was actually a predator. Okay. And I think I posted it on my page. And he gave an interview and told how he found the children that he molested. And the one thing he said is, Donovan, I am so serious. Like, he sat up and he did and it was so informative because he's letting us know like how these people really sit up and think about how they get into the family. He was like, he befriends the family, but it's more so the families that don't have a present father figure, or their mother or whomever, is not around because they work. So now he's Uncle such and such. And I just sat there and I watched him. And I was just like, dang, that is crazy. But he did. He told how he did it. He told us basically what you watch out for, what you look for. And it's always the one that's the real close family friend because, yeah, they over there trying to do whatever it is. And it's just, it's sad, but you see it every day. And most mothers don't want to believe that this well-groomed person that they didn't fell in love with, or Uncle Johnny over there in the corner. I even had. I'm gonna just show y'all how crazy people think. So my oldest son, I've been around their family for a very long time, and I went to this one family function. And I said, he said, I ain't
I
your
can't hear
uncle
you.
no more.
You sound kind of, I went out a little bit whenever I guess somebody.
Ain't your uncle no more.
Okay, now
I'm
start over because we
like,
heard you say, yeah, we heard you say about your older son's family. Or
okay. So my oldest son's family, I've been around them since probably I was about 15 years old, something like that. But I call all of them uncle. So one day I'm an adult, like big grown. I'm grown. And I say, hey uncle, how you doing? He said, I ain't your uncle no more. Now we ain't even family, but you done been calling me your niece all this time. What would I look like? Talking about you ain't uncle whomever no more. That let me know it's something wrong with you.
yeah,
Now I'm gonna look at you side eye and I'm gonna stay away from you because that's weirdo-ish.
and no other children should be around him that he has professed that to you. Now you ain't I ain't your uncle no more. And
Right.
and Donovan and I, we've had this conversation before, and this is no indictment on anybody because, like I said, men and women do it. But I said, I guarantee you, most I probably most women, but because I'm black, most black women, when they were black girls, have had a fully grown man or men say something, off color to them, or just outright, like damn, I had two grown men. I was like 12 years old. Say, oh damn, she got a nice behind on her, and I was in church. And I was drinking out of the faucet, and it came up behind me, and I could hear it. And I was like, "They talking about me now, mind you, I'm 12." So I say that to say, I don't know why that kind of stuff has become normalized, but it has become normalized to make even comments. I'm gonna mute you guys as mics that are not. Yeah, it's become normalized to say things uh, to and about young girls, even if they're not really young, even if they're teenagers. Teenage girls have heard that. She gonna be something else when she get older. Oh man, she gonna have this, that, and the other, and blah 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 blah. It's like, as a grown man, why are you even thinking about a girl in that manner? And even for women, there's women, and I will say this about women. It's unfortunate that grown women who fantasize about young boys, they get a pass for some reason. Ooh, child. Because I don't know if y'all saw, I talked about Sherry Shepherd. She was talking about Cheryl Lee Ralph's son. And he's an adult, but she said, I knew him since he was a baby, and who knew? And she got all on the ground and was, simulating like she was humping the ground and threw her legs all up in the air on the ground, talking about, ooh-wee. But that's funny. You know what I mean? It's not, but that's funny. Her talking about, somebody she knew was a baby. Women get a pass for that. But I said, imagine if that was a man who said, oh, yeah, I knew it, she was in diapers. And who knew? Oh, man, he'd be crucified.
Yeah, me and Stacy right now in the chat talking about Stacy. Me and Stacy Quinton are talking about Larsa Pippen and the Scottie Pippen thing, and Michael Jordan's son. As you guys know, Larsa Pippen was Scottie Pippen's wife, and Stacy's saying, was she spending time with him and doing inappropriate things with him as a little boy? Michael Jordan Jr., whoever the one she's dating, he's probably in his 30s, right? But if she was married to Scotty at the time, she ran across this young man when he was a young man, a young boy. But nobody talks about, like we talk about grooming. Nobody talks about in this situation, wouldn't that be a form of grooming? She knew this young man as a little boy. Yeah, they're dating now because he's an adult. But why does she get a pass? If that was a man, we would be called grooming. You groom that girl.
That's a sticky one, only because grooming takes place when you are around that person, and grooming is a preparation, if you will, to prepare them to be with you or something like that. So I don't know if she necessarily groomed him. I think she's a cougar, and I don't think she has any discretion, that she's messing with her team or her husband's nemesis, if you will, teammate, son. I think she's very inappropriate. Michael Jordan has said that he does not support it. He does not like it. So he's very.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if it's just the man, and let's say he's doing the same thing that she's doing, he's automatically assumed. Well, not, a lot of people will call him a groomer. Even though,
but grooming don't work. Grooming takes like time,
exactly. But what I'm saying is, if a man is in that situation, he's automatically thought of to have groomed this person. If they're dating, they fell in love, whatever, and it's probably totally innocent.
I mean, I can see what you're saying. I don't know Larsa or Michael Jordan's son. I don't know the dynamics and how they met or if they knew each other. Imagine if Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
They've had to run across each other.
Well, but I'm saying if they weren't friends, I doubt that they ate Thanksgiving together. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
Right. So the point that I'm making is I don't know their dynamics. I don't know how she got with him or how long. I don't know any of that. I'm just saying grooming usually takes place from somebody who was older and somebody who was a minor. Right.
But again, we don't know. Like, none of us really know. We're just speculating.
Why we should make assumptions.
Right.
That's all.
No, exactly. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is when it's a man in that position, we are automatically labeled. But if a woman does similar thing, she's just having a good time. Oh, she's just a nice kid.
And this is where I'm gonna kind of throw a flag on the field too. And I know this is not all manufacturing our feelings. I appreciate your comment because you said you wouldn't tolerate that. This is where I have to throw a flag on the field, because a lot of times when we hear that a female teacher has had inappropriate relationships with her male students, you go to any comment section and a lot of men say, well, where was she at when I was in school? He's lucky. Why they complaining? But on the other side of that, had that been a man, then he should be under the jail. But my thing is they should both be under the jail, So I think too, and I'm not saying all men, but I see it a lot. Men like, well, sure, I don't see what the problem is. I wish it was me, or he's lucky. But it's inappropriate behavior altogether. So yeah, we really should not tolerate that at all. I remember one time when I worked at Frito-Lay, I had a lot of male supervisors, and one of them, he was, he didn't really bite his tongue a lot when it came to saying how he see a woman or a girl, and he just say, well, whatever's on his mind. My other supervisor said to him one day, he said, I used to think like you until I had daughters. He said, when I had daughters, he said, it automatically changed the way I thought, because I could not imagine some man that didn't know them, or even a man that knew them, talking about my daughters the way you're talking about that woman or somebody else's daughter. He said, so you might want to keep that in mind, and everything that comes to your mind about women, you don't need to speak that. Keep it to yourself, and if you're thinking that way inappropriately about somebody, whether you're a man or a woman, you might need to ask yourself why. Why are you so infatuated with somebody you shouldn't be?
Right. And another question I have real quick, to get back to the Shirley Strawberry situation, is she has a little segment she does on the radio show. It's called The Strawberry Letter. Now, Shirley Strawberry, she was really big out here, Power 106. Remember that day in California? She's her and Steve Harvey. And they give relationship advice. So, Corliss, what would be your opinion in regards to a person who's giving relationship advice and she didn't even vet the man that she is married to right now?
Well, I know when she did the Strawberry Letter, she would read it pretty much, but then she'll let Steve take over and give his 15 minutes of whatever it was. At the end of the day, I say this all the time, and it's clearly very true. You can be with somebody for many, many, many years and still don't know them. How many people that slept in a bed with they husband, they significant other, been with them for 20, 25, 30, 40 years? One man was a whole murderer. He out here whacking women at nighttime and, just doing his thing. This woman had no clue.
Didn't Vanity have a husband like that? The football player guy? He was killing all these people?
I don't know.
I don't know, but
I don't know.
Look it up.
This
Vanity the singer.
lady
Yeah, she was
happened to
married to a football player that was killing folks.
Yeah, this lady happened to be white, but I'm just saying, like, all different colors, all different shades of people. We be dealing with some weirdos.
yeah.
And we just really never have a clue as to who we dealing with. And I'm gonna tell you this though. I believe in your God-given ability to feel. And women got it better than anybody.
Discernment.
Baby, I'm talking about it be so strong on you where you'll throw up. Now, if you bypass discernment, then there's something wrong with you. But if I get one stroke that something ain't right, I'm going to look and I'm going to say, God, please show me what it is because I need to find it. Because you won't have peace until you do. But I just think for everybody, like, I don't even really like people knowing where I live at the end of the day. So let alone coming over because of, my past history. I've had some bad experiences too, raped and molested. So, I just know like, no. And I don't second guess myself.
And that's the thing. I think a lot of people, they do second guess, or they're like, wow, he's my man. He would never do nothing like that. And I just think it takes discernment and wisdom from everybody involved. I mean, I had a lot of male coworkers when I worked at Frito-Lay, and they would ask me a lot of advice. Like I had one coworker, he's a single father of 3, and his oldest daughter, I think she was 16 at the time, he was going out of town with his children, and she wanted to bring a friend. And so he says, I don't know what to do. Should I rent them another room, or do you think it'd be okay if we're all in the same room? I said, well, what do you think would happen if she came out in a towel, or you came out in a towel, or just anything innocent? I said, you wouldn't want that to get misconstrued. I said, if you are asking me, I wouldn't take her because you don't need anything, because it would always be her word against yours. So don't put yourself in that situation. I had another coworker had a couple stepdaughters, and one day he came to work. He says, D, one of my stepdaughters, I think she was like 17. I was in the living room on a day off watching TV, and she walks through the living room to the kitchen with a G-string on. It was just me and her there. He says, I don't know what to do. I said, you got to tell her mom. You got to tell her mom. So one day, and we were real cool. I'll tell you, that was my work buddy. So one day he didn't come to work. I was like, okay. And it was a holiday. I'm like, nah, I know damn well he ain't missing no holiday pay. What's going on? So he didn't come to work a couple more days. And then somebody pulled me to the side because they knew we were real close. And they said, yeah, he is, in a detention center for being accused of lewd and lascivious acts with his stepdaughter. And I said, what? And so I'm thinking it's about the stepdaughter he was telling me about. So I went and saw him. And I said, what's going on here? He just boo-hooing. I didn't do it. So he was accused of his other stepdaughter, his younger stepdaughter. And I was like, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? But the point that I'm making is, men, y'all got to be wise too. If you got stepdaughters, we never gonna be in a house together by ourselves. It just, if I was a man and I had talked to a woman, she had stepdaughters or daughters, I probably would be apprehensive. I would never, be in the same house with them by myself. I mean, I've heard a lot of stories from men, that said that their stepdaughters were, maybe, I don't know, doing something they wasn't supposed to be doing and maybe trying to catch his eye. One guy said I was freaked out. I never even wanted to go home unless my wife was there, because he said one time I walked in the door and, when you hear somebody opening the door, somebody come to the door. He said I walked in the door. She's laid there, spread eagle and just her underwear. He said he came in with his friend and they left. And he said his friend said, man, you in trouble. You don't never need to be home by yourself with her. So
Yeah, remember our friend Max?
Yeah, hopefully she ain't watching, right? Because we did a right. We love you, Max. He says Donovan said your name. I didn't. We did a podcast, and she was like, her dad was mad because she walked around in her underwear, and he told her that's inappropriate. Don't do that. She's like, well, I don't see the problem. That's my dad, and blah blah blah. I said, let me tell you something. I said, yeah, that's your dad. I said, but why? What is it about you that wants to walk around in your underwear in front of your dad? I said, it's inappropriate. And I said, he shouldn't even have to tell you that. I said, that shouldn't even be a conversation. And I said, but you're trying to demonize your dad? Why is he looking and all this other stuff? You should not be there. If he's telling you, put some clothes on, then do that. And she was like, well, I didn't think about it that way. And so I told Donovan, I said, I'm never going to be one of those type of women where, yeah, your daddy should just get over it. Hey, why he even looking at you like that anyway? That's his daughter. I dragged her from one end to the other. Like, nah, that's highly inappropriate. What's wrong with you? And where your mama at? She should be putting a foot. This is her biological daddy. She should be putting a foot to your backside. So it's crazy, but yeah, everybody just needs to use this discernment. Don't put yourself, and I don't want to say you put yourself in situations, but especially for men, y'all got to be a little bit more quicker on your feet. And if you don't know, ask a lady who knows, right? Ask your homegirl or somebody, hey, I'm about to take my family and her friends to, Magic Mountain, want to get one hotel. I don't think you should take her. I don't think she should go. You should tell her, not this time or the time after that either, just so you can protect yourself. So y'all have any last words before we get out of here?
Nope, they probably ain't gonna like this one too much because I'm real calm. I ain't lit today.
Okay. Well, Asha Sun says, what would you do as a woman if he was trying to look at your daughter?
What way? Okay, let me see.
One more time.
What would you do as a woman if he was trying to look at your daughter?
It wouldn't even be no what if. It would be the other side of the door. What are you talking about? What if? Why is that even a question? My sister said, but every woman ain't like that. Most women should be. But what if? I ain't got a what if for you. If you over here eyeballing my kid out the corner of your eye, see you where the good Lord split you. Because one thing I ain't gonna do, I ain't gonna play with you.
Hello there. Yeah, and D. Griffin, you're right. A background check don't hurt either. If you really want to be sure about that, but this is for men and women. Background check them, see what they got up in their background. I'll tell you right now, I know somebody who met some guy and he was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She ran a background check and she says, oh my God, he got, domestic violence in his background and, stalking and all kind of stuff. I was like, that's pretty scary. Because what if you didn't do that background check?
But what if you still do the background check and nothing showed? Girl, there's so many people. Let me tell you something. There's so many nuts out here. We all know that. We see them every day. Let's start in the police department. Background check, nutcase, they do it all. And they the craziest ones and they get away with it. Why? Because they ain't got no record.
Right. That's true. So, like you said, you just got to use a discernment. And Common Man, I've been watching your comments. Say if the mother is sexually attracted to the man, then in most cases, the daughter will be sexually attracted to the man. That's how evolution works and vice versa. I don't even know what school of thought that is, but I've never been attracted to any man my mom has been with. Never. So I don't know where that comes from.
And let me just say this. I got 4 daughters. And baby, I don't like them attractive. And some things that I found attractive wasn't they looks. They was ugly. But they did great sexual favors. I know damn well my daughter wasn't even looking at them. Like not now one of them. That is not evolution. That is sickness. And if you got a daughter that's looking at your dude the way you do, then guess what? Something ain't right with that picture.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna say this, and this again, because I feel like I have to preface it This is not an indictment on men, but if we're talking about in that particular situation, it's possible that that daughter has been tampered with by one of the mama's, boyfriends or whoever she's been with. If you're fighting common man, you're finding that to be the case, then that's probably what happened. And I've talked to people where stuff like that has happened. So, but I've never been attracted to any of my mom's boyfriends or my stepdaddy, none of that. So that's kind of, it's kind of odd. It's weird.
And my mama like white men, so I definitely wasn't attracted because I don't do nothing rare. Everything I do is well done. We like them, stick a fork in them done over here in these parts. We don't do pink. Pink is not it. No medium rare. No, what's that where it's bleeding? We don't do none of that over here. So it ain't nothing that I find attractive other than a good black man. Okay, so don't come sniffing around these parts if you're a transparent person, literally.
The corrupt author says, don't be getting no background checks. I've been arrested for soliciting a prostitute. I hate when women do that.
Hey, I just got a comment from a person on one of my links because we run the links, and he says, "Where are they playing at?" I'm getting all these things coming in, all these dudes talking about where is this place at? The Buns League.
Get together a men's trip.
Put that comment back up, B.
This one. Oops. Why want to talk? Oh, there. Oops. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second.
Don't be getting no background check. I've been arrested for soliciting a prostitute. Well, that's your business. The thing is, you shouldn't have got caught if you ain't want it on your record. You can't tell nobody don't go run no background check because you like hoes. You should have got a free hoe instead of a paid hoe, and you wouldn't have no record. Now, if you gonna get caught up for something, be wise. Now you over here talking about you soliciting prostitutes and you don't want nobody to know. Why is you out on the corner buying coochie when coochie is free all over America?
Maybe he was trying to support a single mother, helping her out.
He can support her. Look, Donovan, you ain't gonna play with me because it's a bunch of single mothers out here that's giving it away. You ain't got to be buying it. Now, was it a male or a female that you were soliciting? Because I want to know.
This
Yes, Michael.
Yes, this is actually a very similar situation that happened. I'm sure you remember in 1999 when the Falcons and the Denver Broncos were playing the Super Bowl. Before the Super Bowl happened, I'm sure you remember the football player named Eugene Robertson. He was a safety for the Falcons for 2 seasons, and so before the game started, he decided to solicit money to a prostitute, but he didn't realize that the money he was soliciting, paying the prostitute money was an undercover cop at that time. And were you surprised that when Eugene Robinson, after he received the Christian Award for showing good sportsmanship off the field, were you surprised that he had to give up his Christian Award sportsmanship after he got caught?
No, not at all. Not at all. You can't give awards like that and you're out there breaking the law because the NFL has a moral clause, Demetra. Most leagues like that have a morality clause. And so, he had to give it up.
Yes. And ever since then, and to me, he's a role model for doing that because he really exposed the mistakes he made, even though he was married as well. And they're still together to this day. And I saw the clips when he was playing in the game against the Broncos. He couldn't. They said that he underperformed because of the scandal. Would you probably agree or disagree that he wasn't fast enough to cover? I forgot the Broncos receiver's name. I think it was Gardner. Last name was Gardner. And blew a
no pity here. He was married. He shouldn't have did it. He was married. Ain't no pity over here. He was married. He shouldn't have did it. Right. Should have brought his wife with him. Why he didn't bring his wife with him? to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's good. I'm not sure if the wife. I'm not sure if his family were there at the time.
I know he should have brought her there.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't have to go to that.
Right.
Let's start at the top. We ain't gonna scrutinize the players when the top ain't right. They flying hoes in by the plane loads, boat loads. They all doing it. So we gonna scrutinize. We gonna scrutinize all these Negroes. And it started from the top with them good white men up there making billions of dollars,
Yes.
and they married too. They got kids too. They got big houses and yachts and all kind of stuff. But guess what? They hoish. They screwing hoes.
Right now, here's the thing, though. I get what you're saying, and you're absolutely 100% right. But why isn't it that the women aren't checking the other women? There wouldn't be no hoes and side chicks out here if these women, if we would start checking them.
Donovan, let's start here because you know I'm good with this. Okay, I had two situations. One, I'm sleeping with the best friend's husband. Let's start there, D. Okay. So now I'm a side piece to a side piece, and I ain't never been the side piece. Let's start there. We don't check women. We check men because it starts at home. You can't go check in the next broad. You can't be in the next broad inbox, the phone calls and the ignorant harassment and all that. Why you ain't checking that man? Because I ain't got no dick to give you. I'm just saying. I ain't giving you a glass or a piece of plastic. And the damn show ain't real. And I ain't giving you the one that feel like skin either.
Right. But what I'm saying is, we know like there are people out there. And let's just talk about I'll say it from a man. When I see a dude that is like got a side chick and he's got a good wife at home, I'm quick to tell him, what the hell you doing, man? What's going on?
Thank you.
But I notice, and this is just my opinion, and I come from a military background, even our military women, you'll see the woman and they know the other chick and they know that ain't that man's baby or whatever the situation may be, and they won't check them. They just like, they know this girl is no good or she's going around doing her thing, and nobody says a word.
We can't check the next woman. But what I can do is pull up on old boy phone and say, hey, look here. Because I done it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, well, we always gonna blame the woman. No, you can't blame the woman. Because at the end of the day, I don't owe you no explanation. Your husband owes you that. I didn't take no vows. He did.
Right.
Absolutely. So we're going to get off of here because your girl is tired. Lord have mercy.
And before we go, fellas, once again, you can go to, I'm going to put it in the post. You can go to the Twitter, and they have a thing where you can follow the Basketball and Buns League over there. Go check it out. Sign up. Let's get our fellowship going. Let's do this in Christ, and and support these young ladies. Let's do this.
Donovan, I'm not gonna play with you right there because when you get struck, I'm gonna be way over here on the other side and pray that the Lord don't shake up California. You better stop playing.
Did this fool say in Christ that y'all was going to see Buns in basketball? If Donovan ain't here on Sunday, a big lightning bolt handled him. Okay. So anyway, y'all, we're going to get out of here. I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. I'll be back here with Wealth Wednesdays with Walter. I have a little bit more energy tomorrow as I not doing anything throughout the day. My two nieces are here, so I'm sure they're going to run me crazy. So anyway.
Poof.
Yes, Poof. My youngest niece, we called her Fluffy. She's 12 now. My sister said we can't call her Fluffy no more because she's grown. We got to call her Poof. Stupid.
Look, my name was Fluffy too, and I was 40 something.
For different reasons, I'm quite sure. Okay.
Hey, your stage name. We don't even know your stage name.
So anyway, y'all, we'll see y'all later. Peace.